Bum. Da-da-da-da-da. And we are live.
What? Really?
We are live. So,
how do we know this?
well, because someone's going to type into the top chat real quick, the top chat, live chat. They can hear us great. And then that's the secret, that we can begin.
Andrew Hutz says sup. But I don't know if he just said it to people.
Yeah, nobody's telling us it's all black.
It's all black. Oh. Ha ha ha!
Oh dear. Can you see us meow? Oh, T, good Lord.
Yes, very much the wrong screen. Yeah, we had it. That was actually Mike's desktop, so it wasn't all black. It was a little tiny, minuscule
I
bar.
got this new thing. I'm trying to figure out how to use it still. Michael Smyer installs technology that is not Windows-based or i86 and expects me to just know it.
Well, you know, that's because...
Well, I flushed a toilet once, therefore I'm supposed to be able to run a mini switcher.
iTim, a Black Magic iTim Mini Pro.
I mean, that's pretty much how I got into IT a trillion years ago.
Pushing buttons?
No, when the first PC came out, I got my hands on an original IBM. It actually there was a few versions in there. Bottom line was, I had the audacity to be interested in a C prompt. Kind of on my own, you know, I wasn't...
What is this?
And I'm the one who's like, oh, here's a C prompt, and started like typing commands like dir, and you know.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. Truly is.
Nice. So, hello everyone. This is
Mike Meyers,
Alpha Geek, president of Total Seminars.
Genuine nice guy.
And
Bon vivant, raconteur.
Notable author and educator, instructor, connoisseur
Of coffee.
And I'm Scott Jernigan, editor-in-chief for Total Seminars.
And torturing my tea for 20 years. How's that for alliteration?
I like it. I like it. Torturing the tea.
Can't help it. And all right, so let's get started.
Okay, let's get started. Go.
Sorry, we're in a goofy mood today, guys. So my name is Mike Meyers. This is Scott Jernigan. This is the Mike Meyers Ask Mike Anything, AMA. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies concentrating on CompTIA certifications. So if you're studying for your certifications, I don't care if you're using my stuff or not using my stuff, welcome. The goal here is that you have to ask me questions. That's why we call it Ask Mike Anything. So to ask me questions, just type them into your chat window there. If your chat window is at top chat, you might want to set it to live chat. When we have competitions, that'll be very, very helpful. So we're all trying to sort of look at things a little bit better.
Top chat automatically censors stuff. Believe it or not, censures stuff. So live chat is the live chat, the whole thing. So.
Da-da-da-da. So anyway, so we start here at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time here in sunny, not very sunny Houston, Texas. And we will run till 4 o'clock or until the questions run out. So do keep that in mind. So we keep going until people stop asking questions. So let's go ahead and dive right in, Scott. How are we doing?
So we have Dave Rush, the senior instructor for Total Seminars. He's our moderator today. He's in the background. He's already posted a couple times.
He didn't pay the money this week. You weren't supposed to do that. You can't plug them if they're not paying, Scott.
Anyway, if we miss a question, turn on the timestamp. Use the 3 little dots.
Okay. Back to the chat window.
Back to the chat window. Turn on the 3 little dots, or click the 3 little dots and turn on the timestamp, because as Mike is answering questions, he'll say, at 2:02, Andrew Hutz said, that's what my wife thought too. I'm sure that's in reference to something.
That's a problem. I know who that is. You need to blank him out. Scott? There you go. All fixed?
I thought it was, but...
You're fixed. There you go. All right. Let's try this again.
Okay, so let's start at the top.
We had troublemakers, folks.
At 1 o'clock, Andre said he's not going to make the live stream.
Andre's not making the live stream?
Andre is not making the live stream.
That's just, what are we going to do?
Serenade him?
Do it.
You picked a fine time to leave me, Andre, with 4 hungry children and a live AMA.
There you go.
Picked a fine time to leave us, Andre. Okay. Like Mike said at the beginning, we're in a very silly mood today.
And we don't even have any good reasons. You know, there's, I'm just drinking regular coffee, Scout's Honor.
I'm just drinking regular coffee.
Well, I really am. So you're.
Well, there you go.
You drink that decaffeinated coffee.
That's right. That's right. So Telowitz here, of course. Good. Hello. Hello, Nigel from Australia. CLW Chang is here. Jason Helms, Alan Dugan, Chaco Taco, Mr. G, Pushan Kavi. Hello, everyone. I was able to pass the Security Plus yesterday. Round of applause.
Well
That's
done,
awesome. Well done. Well done. Scott Jernigan is here. Yeah, okay.
Scott Jernigan's here?
Yeah, believe it or not.
He owes me $3.
Hey. Hi, Patricia.
Patricia Grace, yeah.
Patricia Grace is here. Maven Feliciano.
Who's that? I'm teasing. Even he said it. It's been a while.
Awesome. Andrew Hutz, of course, is here. It's great. David Rush. And what do we got going on? Okay. Let's start off the questions at 2 o'clock with Pujan Kavi. What is certificate pinning? Oh God, you're going to get me with term. This is where the one time you can give me trouble about not memorizing all my acronyms. It is done for certain types of certificates. You see this on web servers a lot. Twist your glasses, would you?
Push them?
Twist them.
Twist them?
Yeah, they're a little crooked. And now they're a lot crooked. They're still crooked. But
Literally, someone is telling me that my crooked glasses are causing them great pain and
yes, pain.
consternation.
Other way. There you go.
Is that okay?
It's okay-ish.
Well,
It's good enough. It's good enough.
Come on, you know.
We're going with crooked.
Talk about somebody about makeup.
Wait, we're going.
Okay.
It's a look. It's
Certificate
a look.
pinning.
All right, certificate pinning.
So, the problem we've always had with certificates is how do we know that a certificate is bad, right? If it's usually it's not past dates, but like it could be a wild card certificate or something like that. And how do you know that that's still a good certificate? Which has been a problem since certificates ever came along, is that here's a certificate in your certificate store.
Right.
The ones we see anytime you go into look at your certificates on, like through Internet Explorer, which is still isn't that amazing? It's not that way. All those certificates, they go bad sometimes. So there has to be some update process.
Okay.
And they used to have, oh God, what did we used to be? CRLs. Certificate revocation lists. And so there was it was up to the individual browsers to query that. There was no rule that says how often you query, what do you query, what's query. It's just here, just come up with a way to query it. And so CRL was never taken very seriously. And that was replaced years ago by OCSP. OCSP, somebody double check me. Open Security Protocol, OCS. Doesn't matter. Someone else will get it to me. Anyway, now that works much better because it's more of an established way to get to these individual types of certificate pieces of data. I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. I'm looking at Dave, and it's. Let me stick with what I'm doing here. Hang on. Okay. A PIN certificate basically comes from the server with OSCP data already in there. They pin the certificate with certain pieces of really, really critical information, so it speeds the whole process up. If you forced, even with OSCP, if you forced every web browser to check every certificate every time, nobody would use that browser because there'd be a 5-6 second
delay
stall at the beginning of everything. So by pinning it, you get lots of the chocolatey goodness of OCSP or OSCP. I cannot
OSCP,
remember.
yeah.
OSCP,
Yeah.
but it's just a lot faster.
Okay.
You guys could tell I was getting ready to go a whole different direction there. It's a fascinating concept.
Yeah.
Of protecting certificates.
Yep.
I got to tell you, man, the greatest personal joy I had in technology was the first time I held a Pentium chip. No, I'm kidding. Probably the first one was when I could really start dismantling certificates and how they're used in SSL TLS transactions.
All right.
Well, it's just fascinating. You know, nobody told me something as simple as a certificate is the public key with some extra stuff. And you could read 100 types of certificate books before you and I started writing about that, and nobody ever said that before. I don't know. Maybe I should get into writing books. What do you think?
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
I've got a knack for analogies.
Yeah.
So we'll give away a lot of stuff today. How does that sound in exchange for us being a little on the silly side?
And yeah, domain name squatters. Not so cool. Not so cool, Patricia. I agree. Crazy Homebody Girl, I finally take the Security Plus 501 test on Monday. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Let us know how you do.
Good or bad, be back here. You can, if you pass, we'll celebrate with you. If you fail, you can say how terrible Mike Meyers' training materials are.
Right.
You know, we get that a lot. Don't worry about it.
You're welcome, Nigel.
So 2:03 p.m. Nigel. Okay, we're
I
doing
just
that.
super scrolled. Stop. Sorry.
2:03.
2:03. Yes, Mike, Nigel.
I'm Mike. Nigel.
I know.
Glasses.
What if I put glasses on? Thanks for the coupons I received from Total Sim. We can buy more stuff. However, you're missing something to have in the library. AWS Cloud Certified Practitioner.
Yep.
Yeah, we do not have that.
I agree.
We are.
We had a managerial discussion on that just this week about, you know, where the directions for our catalog, and AWS is top of the list.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic, like for a lot of people, kind of put us back on what our timetable for debuting new products and bringing in new SMEs, subject matter experts, to do new videos and new products and stuff. Yeah, so we're a year behind where we expected to be. Jason and I did not look at Discord. I instead started playing World of Warcraft again. And that like drained my brain. You're on chat.
I got this, man.
Okay. Sound is going in and out.
Sound is going in and out? Doesn't look like it to me. Beep, 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 beep. Yep. We look pretty.
Okay.
Look. See how pretty we are?
it looks good from.
You need to check your volume control knob, man. Oh my God, speaking of speakers. Oh.
Were we speaking of speakers?
Well, I am now. Folks, I have some really bad news. Terribly bad news. My 14-year-old pair of, they really were the old Antex.
Pulse?
It's after LabTech bought them, the Antex 626s. So the old 626s we owned are all dead, right?
Yeah.
LabTech brought them back for a while, and they're identical. Once if you saw those, you'd see they're the same speakers. They died today.
That's very sad. Now you need to pony up a couple $100 for a pair of Klipsch speakers, which are the best.
They are. No, my old 2.1 speaker system, which used a very old design called the Antex 626, right? Is that not the name, or am I?
I don't remember.
Or is it the LabTech 6? Anyway, there have been incredibly good speakers. they're kind of famous for being incredibly good speakers, and my second pair died.
That's sad. That's very sad.
I think I now understand how people with pets feel. Yeah. Huh. I am genuinely a little sad about this.
Well, of course, you know, it was his speakers named Steve.
They were great speakers. They were just regular 2.1. There's nothing fancy about them. You know, they're just great quality, and I'll never be able to replace them. All right, let's get to work here. Will you quit?
Okay, all right. So Alex has a question. Choco Taco and Dave.
Choco Taco.
Hold on, Dave. If okay, sound has been consistent. Okay, thank you. So I'm not sure what's going on with your sound, Choco Taco. It seems pretty clear here, as far as our settings and a back channel. Our moderator says it sounds good, so we're just going to roll with it.
Oh wow, my glasses really are.
They're very crooked. Yes, other way.
What the?
I don't know.
Scott hit me.
I hit him. I hit him.
My glasses really.
Yeah,
Gee, neighbors.
Yeah, they're crooked. Other way.
What?
Bend them. Break them. Don't break them. Don't break them.
Yeah.
Don't break them.
I break these in the middle of a live stream. It's going to be like, and All right, Alex has a question.
So Alex has a question at 2:07 p.m. What kind of physical security is applied to SCADA systems?
No, I mean, the primary, because SCADA is long distance, right? I mean, SCADA manifests itself as little tiny buildings along power lines or along oil pipelines or along railroad tracks or whatever it is that has distance to it. So number one, the big thing is, and what did she? Physical security.
Yeah.
So you need to prevent the naughty people from getting to your nice stuff. So secure buildings that are well locked with some form of monitoring, especially today with monitoring getting cheaper and cheaper. You may not be able to stop them from getting in, but if you can get a good photograph of them,
right,
it makes a big difference in terms of taking care of those things down the line. So that would be my major area of interest. Probably, well, a lot of them don't even have fencing because a lot of these aren't just that.
They're just like cubes.
Yeah, they're more like
concrete cubes
here in the U.S. All the little telephone or the cable things you see in people's front yards a lot of times. They're not that big. So I was going to say fencing as well, but I've seen them both ways. Okay.
So a follow-up question, or an additional question from Alex at 2:08. Can you explain the amplification attack?
Off the top of my head, no. Can you explain the amplification attack, or at least can you say pretty words about it? I got it. Go ahead.
I'm not going to make something up. No.
Go for it.
No, I refuse. I refuse.
Oh, for denial of service. I feel like I'm being quizzed more than I'm being asked a question.
No. She's asking questions.
It's been a while since I've dealt with an amplification. It's DNS amplification. Alex, let's hang on to that one for a little. Give me a minute. I'm going to do some side research while we're talking.
Okay.
I just want to double check a couple of salient points before I say a bunch of things that I'm.
Okay. So Andrew at 209 asked, do you guys think mid-June is a good goal to shoot for my first Security Plus attempt? You mean your successful Security Plus testing?
Well, I think
Think positively.
The danger you run into, Andrew, is that you're getting close to the end of the validity of that exam. And this is always a tricky thing to run into. Because if you fail the Security Plus 501, and then it becomes whatever
601.
No, the time when it expires, the 501 expires.
End of July.
End of July.
He's got a month and a half. He takes it mid-June. So I think that's good.
I think it is too, but I'm just saying it's something that you really need to think about.
Right. So
when you're getting right towards the end of a lifespan on a certification.
You fail once, you can take it again like right away. You fail twice, you have to wait.
90 days?
No, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, it might be as much as 30 days. Dave will check on that for us, right?
I don't ever remember. So is it 30 days, Dave says?
30 days. So that means if you fail once and then take it again a couple days later, you'd still have enough time. If you failed it a second time, don't fail it.
Yeah, don't fail it. That's
the
the secret. Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Just be ready.
But yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about is timing. More than that's it.
Super scroll. I'm tempted to make a copy too.
Naaman. Hello, Mike at 210. Hello, Naaman.
Yeah. Having coffee with Mike and Scott, depending on what part of the world you live in.
Mike and Scott in the morning.
Or in the late night.
You never watch Community?
No.
Oh, God.
I'm not hip to your cultural references, buddy.
You're so bad. You're like kind of shockingly bad, you know? I have to make references to like My Three Sons before Scott catches it. Because he would never watch those shows like What's Happening.
No.
You don't remember What's Happening?
No.
Wow. Do you understand the words that I am saying to you now?
Yes.
Jeez,
Mini cool
20
dude.
years and it's still, we get these breakdowns in communication like this. It's hilarious. What's even funnier is like at 11 o'clock tonight, he's going to call me after he figures it out.
It's true. And he won't be awake, but I will be.
But I'll get a long text. Go
There
ahead.
you go. All right. What do we have? More copy references. Joshua. Okay, and that's exactly the right thing to do during an AMA. Fish. I do that
In World of Warcraft.
in World of Warcraft. I do that all the time. Whenever my most memorable classes teaching in DC, when I was there to observe a new instructor, I would have to be there for the whole 2-week class. And the instructor was ready, right? Always ready. So I'm just hanging out in the back of class, kind of listening to the instructor, fishing in WoW. Yeah. It's a thing.
I'm a nerd, and right now, I want to take your head and put it in a toilet. You're assembled from the parts of lesser nerds. Did you hear how nerdy you were right
I know,
there?
that was really nerdy. It was very nerdy.
You out-Heroded Herod there. There you go, Shakespeare reference.
Nice.
Yeah. Hamlet.
What are we at? Sheikh Mohammed Anas at 213. Hello, Mike. I like the video content, but how do I know what to focus on for the exam? So, ask a follow-up question. I'm guessing you're talking about 1001 or 1002.
Don't even know if he's talking. Do we know he's talking about A+?
I don't know. If you're talking about A+, they're
Well, I mean, I could make this fairly easy, Shake. We don't put superfluous fluff in the videos.
right. So focus on the content. Everything.
Everything that's in there. CompTIA examinations, in particular A+, Net+, and Security+, are not very deep, but they're all extremely wide. So there isn't like, people are like, well, what are the 5 things I need to concentrate on? And, they're looking for topics. And, I'm going to end up saying things like, get a good night's sleep beforehand. Really, like this one time I was going to have these guys come in and like do my house, get it all like super high efficiency house. And I was asking the guys, what do I need, solar panels or windmills, or do I need special louvers on my hang? And the guy looks around and he goes, you know how the number one thing you can do for this house? Weather strip it. $40 worth of weather stripping. Well, I didn't want to hear that, Scott. I wanted to hear about my passive hot water heating, thing. So, and there's kind of the same thing. There's a tie-in with the question that he's asking, in that you got to concentrate on the basic, maybe non-topical things to pass. And those non-topical things are silly things like getting a good night's sleep, relaxing. When I tell people that the number one reason that people fail CompTIA certifications is test anxiety, I'm not kidding. And it's a big deal. And, A+ is the toughest one because that's often people's first certification, and there's a lot of concern there. But so it's a big deal. So yeah, when I'm going to tell you the things to focus on, I'm going to tell you to relax and get a good night's sleep. I know it's boring, but just like weather stripping, it's the right thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That took me a long time to get that story out.
That really did.
Yeah, in my brain back here, it was like, oh, that's only going to take 30 seconds.
A little bit longer.
I'm from Texas. I'm allowed to tell long stories.
All right, what do we got?
Hello, Laura.
And Jackie D, hi. What's the percent to get A+ certificate? 640 out of 900.
Yeah, but the problem is that can you look up what CompTIA's exact score is to pass? Just say A+.
I think it's 640.
Okay, well,
900.
640 out of 900. But the problem is, so if you do here, can you run
Or a calculator?
calculator? What's 640 divided by 900? It's going to be 70%. 640 divided by 9.
Not having a touchpad?
You are painful, man. All right, so 71%. But the problem is we're not even sure if that's a true 71%. CompTIA has some pretty strange scoring methodologies that nobody's ever been able to really completely figure out. And we have always tried to figure it out as best we can on our end, and we can't even answer basic questions like, if there's 900 points, does that mean there's 900 questions? Or does that mean of the questions you get, each one will have a weighting of 9?
Or there's 90 questions, up to 90 questions.
The math
900.
just makes it easier then, right?
Right, 90 questions. Every question is worth 10 points. Or are they?
They're not.
We have no idea.
We don't know.
And CompTIA refuses to tell
us. And the
us.
performance-based questions, do they have the same load?
So Dave said 675.
So do your calculator one more time for me. Or do the performance-based questions have a more weight than the multiple choice questions? CompTIA will not and does not have to answer any of these questions. So when people are asking 75%,
yeah.
All right, so
Thanks, Dave.
675 over 900
Yeah.
so it's about a 75%. And we have, like, my practice questions are at 85 for the pass-fail. And in my practice questions, you can actually adjust what you want your pass-fail rate to be. Because I believe in, graduate. Well, I do,
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea why we pick some of those percentages we do. I thought it was either 70 or 75. I wasn't sure. But so the thing is that even if we tell you that percentage, it's not going to help you in any way because we don't have a lot of the answers to this stuff. Nobody does. So instead, enjoy the training. I like computers. I enjoy technology, and I mess with this stuff every day. And enjoy the technology. I hope you're in this business because, like me, you enjoy it, right? We have a passion.
Absolutely.
And you use your practice questions as a tool set to help you figure out where you need to study more. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Halcyon 126 joined us at 221. Hi. Welcome back. Ryan, hello. Gringo España. Greetings from AWS Spain. Excellent.
Yo tengo el mustache, muy guapo.
Sí, como no.
Because I like it. So Andrew Hutz, so WoW is really going to cost me $15 a month.
Yeah, unless you pay the 6 month in advance, or I think you can get like a little prepaid card and save a little money as well.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, last Monday I was thinking about putting together a World of Warcraft guild. Scott and I are old World of Warcrafters, and we've also been playing World of Warcraft a long time. Anyway, we're thinking about putting a guild together. What was that name you came up with yesterday?
Oh gosh.
We should have.
I should have written it down.
Thermopylae rocks.
No, it was something with portmanteau, portmanteau,
something like that. We'll have to remember. But anyway, if you're a WoW player, you're interested in joining us. This is WoW Classic, by the way. Check out our Discord channel. Yeah, man, not our Discord channel.
The unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel.
We don't own it or control it or anything, but we do like hanging out there. Jose Braden is the owner of that, and it's actually called the unofficial Mike Meyers Discord channel. Do come on over to the Discord channel.
Dave will put up the link here in a minute for you to the invite to the Discord channel. And yeah, we usually go there after the AMAs and hang out. The moderator made a World of Warcraft channel just for us on Monday, so we can talk about actually getting together and doing this.
It'd just be fun to do some gaming. And here's the thing, and I'm not against other games as well. I just thought this would be a good and a cheap one to get everybody started on.
Cheapish, $15 a month.
Yeah, but that's just for the chat tool. The game's free. Play World of Warcraft for a while, then you'll understand where that silly thing came from. All right.
Yeah, it's actually the unofficial Total Seminars channel, by the way, not the unofficial Mike Meyers channel.
Yeah,
just saying.
Oh yeah, sorry. Whoops.
And it's run by our friend Jose Braden. What else we got going here, buddy?
Herv 3, do you sleep with your glasses? I do. These are actually special glasses that are designed to break away.
Correct. Now he's going to break his glasses on the live stream.
These are really expensive, and they break away. They're, like break away. And now I think I broke them too many times. I think they're actually at a point where like, okay, that's it. All right, so I'm scrolling.
All right, so what do we got here? Jason Helms at 222. Mike and Scott and Mike, about to purchase a book on Total Seminars. Can y'all sign it for me? Lol. Yes, we can. That would mean a special trip to the office, but we could make that drive just to sign your book.
Yeah, we could do that. Sure.
Just send an email to Mike to remind him, and we'll and CC.
Actually, the way you do that is buy a book. You send an email to Kathy at Total Seminars. So, what is it here? So you can send an email to Kathy Y at totalsem.com and just tell her that you bought the
whichever book
whatever book it is, and just say I spoke to Mike and he said he'll sign it for me. That's all you got to do. And
but do that before you actually buy it.
Yeah, do
otherwise our shipping people will be like, oh, I'm just going to fulfill this order and put it in a box and send it to you.
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
But just do it that way. In fact, Kathy will even bring the book here.
Oh, that's
so
even
we
better.
Can sign it. So.
We don't have to make that drive.
Our office is kind of, down south.
It's 20 miles away from us.
Which in Texas distance, I know isn't that far, but
no, it's not.
We've become, Scott has to wear snowshoes just to get to my house.
It's true.
Okay.
Because it's so cold. It's like below 70 today, which is shocking.
I know
for
it is.
Houston.
It's a chilly one out there.
Yeah. So what do we got? 222, Big Mike. Hi, Mike. Just wanted to stop and say I'm taking my A+ next week, and your Total Sim course was extremely helpful in getting ready for it. Security Plus and Net Plus are next. Hopefully not in that order.
Yeah, do Net Plus before Security Plus.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, Big Mike, good luck to you, man.
Good luck.
Yep.
Let us know how you do.
Yep. Where's Ryan?
Ryan, greeting from my small town in the Alps. As in like Swiss Alps? Italian Alps?
Picture it didn't happen, Ryan. And of course, the Italian Alps are far superior to the Swiss Alps. I got 50-50 odds of being good on that one.
That's true. That's true. You do. You do.
Spades at 223. Hi, Mike. I used your course on Udemy to study for 1001, going from a 1002 over the summer. Keep rocking the man. You're the such. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Patricia Grace likes no superfluous fluff.
Yeah, unfortunately, of course, in the all-in-one books, or not unfortunately, but the all-in-one has a historical conceptual sections and also beyond A+, Net+, whatever sections that aren't stuff that's not on the exam because we think it's cool or it's relevant as a tech or it's an interesting kind of way to talk about the simpler version of a technology before we complicate it with the modern version. So, yeah. The passport books, no fluff. The videos, no superfluous fluff.
No
Yes.
superfluous stuff.
Yes.
So Gringo Espana at 226. I got my A+ in 2001. I lost the paperwork. I lost all my paperwork back then too. And while I contacted CompTIA, they gave me the runaround and hinted at there being a charge. There's going to be a charge. Gringo Espana, there's definitely going to be a charge. CompTIA built like 3 different databases up as they were trying to get all this figured out, starting from probably back in 2003, 2004. And to recover all that data usually means somebody's going through papers, walking down in a scary basement. So yeah, there's probably going to be a charge. Kyle Colin at 227. Mike, I took your prep classes. Okay, which prep classes? And going to study another month and taking 1001. Good for you, man. Get them knocked out.
So you skipped one. At 224, Blue Deck says, "Hi there, I passed my A+ last Friday." Congratulations, Blue Deck. That's awesome.
Well done.
I have even better. And I have an interview next Monday.
Now we're talking. That's what it's
great.
all about.
Thanks for the help.
Yep.
Main tip I found helped: keep it simple and don't overthink. Stuff.
CLW Chang at 227. I always wonder, do you get partial credit for performance-based questions? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We think you do, but we're not sure.
Yes, people correcting me on the 675. Yes. Thank you.
229 Alan Duggan. I know someone who passed the A+ without doing the performance-based questions. All right. Well, the only thing that tells us for sure is that the performance-based questions make up less than 25%.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
We think.
You have to do really well on the rest of the questions if you skip performance-based questions. One of the things that seems to be fairly successful from a test-taking strategy is to skip the performance-based questions, do all the multiple choice, and then go back and do the performance-based questions with the time you have left. Because a lot of people get bogged down in the performance-based questions, and they tend to take a lot of time up front because those are the first questions you get. So doing all the rest of them first, and then going back to hit the performance-based questions at the end, at the review period.
That is a strategy I've never considered. I'm not saying it's a bad one. I'm just saying I never thought of it.
I thought of it.
Well, I think you thought good.
Or even thought well.
Gooder.
Grammar.
Grammar are dead. Halcyon 126. Hello. 228.
Where are you at? 228? Hello? Yes.
231.
2:30. Okay, how about this one? 2:30 p.m. FDP 709. Learning Python and Linux at the same time. Is that a good idea? Or learn them independently? How about if you learn Python on your Linux machine?
I learned Python and DOS, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the nice thing about learning any language on a Linux or even on a here you go. Here, want to hear me plug Macs? If you're a programmer, you should be running a Mac, or on a Mac system is it's easy to run Docker. Yeah, I know you can run Docker on a Windows system, but it runs more natively goodness on
Natively goodly?
on a Linux or a Mac platform. Well, the thing is that you don't need a container tool to do programming, but it's so much the way it's done that...
Well, you need a sandbox for sure. I mean, you've got to have some place where you can...
Yeah, and I mean, certainly by using containers, that would create multiple sandboxes as opposed to just a test machine in that folder called sandbox, right? Mm-hmm. And so that could be a benefit as well, absolutely. I always get concerned about things like that, though, especially if you're trying to learn something. Now, if you're trying to learn Docker before you even start to learn the tool, sometimes you're missing a step.
Okay. So, by the way, the initial post of the Discord link had a typo in it, the one at 2:30. Dave has reposted at 2:36 with a corrected link. So if you're trying to get into the Discord channel, try the one at 2:36 timestamp, and that one will work for you. And I think Telowit's right. You should just get contacts and then tattoo the glasses on your face so they're always right.
But I like the I don't care about life anymore. Crooked glasses look. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a couple of stains on my shirt.
You should grow out just like this part of your hair.
Or maybe just more
one side.
ear hair.
Yeah.
Just do it with my ear hair.
Just one side.
I am walking proof that God has a sense of humor, people. That's for sure.
So we are
getting there?
We're getting there. We are getting there. So just scrolling for questions. 238, Luis Gutierrez, I guess I should roll the R's since there are two of them. Should I take CCNA before any CompTIA plus certification a la A+, Net+?
No.
No.
No. At the very least, you should take Network Plus before you start CCNA. What is the Cisco preliminary before forgotten the name of Cisco has a rough competitor to Network Plus.
CCNT.
Is it CNT?
Yeah, it used to be CCENT, but now it's just CC.
Okay.
CCNT.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're not interested in CompTIA, and you got to remember, CompTIA certifications are just building blocks to move you towards greater certifications. If there was a way where we could all collectively come up with a way to go from I don't know anything at all and go straight to, I don't know, CCISP or something like that, I would do it.
He means CISSP, but yeah.
CISSP, you're right. But, you know, these are the steps that most of us mortals have to take, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, luckily, we get some good jobs before we get to those lofty heights.
Yep.
But, yeah, you know, my motivation for certification is to get a job.
Right.
That's it. I have no other interest in certification. Or to hire people.
Right. The knowledge, of course, is the key. But yeah. So
Well, here's the thing, though. I assume, this is an important point, Scott.
Okay, all right.
I assume
Lay it on.
that everybody listening right now has passion towards technology, right?
We assume, otherwise, why would they be spending their afternoon, morning, or evening watching and listening to a couple of nerds?
So if we already have that passion, I would say a lot of us, you know, we're lived at a point before we knew about certifications, and all of us probably on our own pursued interests in technology, right?
Right.
Right? That's all I'm trying to say. So we already have a passion, and we already work towards gaining that knowledge. The only thing is certifications, okay, I'll grant you this. Get a job, but also the other thing certification does is it allows me to get a kind of a Mark I eyeball feel of what kind of knowledge is expected in this particular area.
Sure. Okay.
So that would be the other thing I would say to go with it. But you know, I'm a capitalist, folks, and while I would say a large percentage of people who take, especially entry-level certs like A+, Net+, often they don't even go into IT, a lot of them. But a lot of those people are also very young people where they're going into programs, everything's paid for them, and
Right.
you know, off
That's
they
just
go.
the steps, yeah.
But no, I'm going to take forever again. Everybody should be passionate about this if we're even at this point.
Right. So at 238, Dewberry asks, do you think a 16-year-old should be going for the A+?
A 16-year-old?
Yes.
So you would only be 4 years older than the youngest person who's ever taken an A+. If you have the passion, yes, you absolutely should, especially as a young person, because I think it gives young people a lot more than what it gives older folks. Well, I mean, in terms of work, you know, study discipline.
Right.
Forced socializing, which I'm sorry, but you know, we're all a little bit Asperger-y here, and it's easy for us to want to avoid human contact or talking. Are you high-fiving me?
No, I'm avoiding you.
Oh, all right. And unfortunately, as an IT person, you don't have that option. It's not allowed.
That's true. You have to interact with people.
And I think that's a tough thing. So, oh well.
So 238, Nerf Oreos passed the A+ 1001 yesterday. Thanks to your vids. Congrats.
Well done, well done, well done.
When are you taking the 1002? Have you already scheduled it?
So Dewberry, I think a 16-year-old should be taking the A+. If you have a passion for it, go for it.
Yep. See, Maven agrees with me.
Well, now you have that going for you.
I know, right? Skipping the performance-based questions at first. Go back and do them at the end. You know.
It's an interesting concept. U4 Rayman, what is Docker? Docker is a containerization tool. If a virtual machine allows us to virtualize a computer, then containerization allows us to virtualize an operating system. And it's a tool that's used by programmers. They write code, they can immediately submit it to a web app. They can work with other people. It has really good, what do they call it, the code control. I'm not a programmer. You and I are working on the same thing. We don't want to stomp on each other or mess up each other's work. Versioning, and other things like that. The most popular containerization program out there is called Docker, which is completely free. And if you're a programmer, you'll probably find yourself using it sooner than later. So why not just jump in?
Right.
It's pretty straightforward to use. Yes?
Okay, what's next? So just for the record, Mike is right. The youngest person to successfully get A+ certified was a guy named Mark Batros, who was 12 years old. And then I think he was at least going for his Network Plus before he turned 13.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Overachiever. That was in 2015. So
yeah. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. We've had a couple of people who've been on the show gotten Security Plus certified before they were out of their teens. So, I mean, this is not only doable, but something that, yeah, getting the discipline to study and take an exam that's a high-stakes exam like that. High stakes meaning you have to pay for it, right? And it hurts if you fail. Yeah. It's all good. What do we got going here? Dun, 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 dun.
240?
Yeah, I'm at 240. Just scrolling, looking for questions. Yeah, CCT, Nada, thank you. Cisco Certified Technician is the current entry-level Cisco certification exam. The A+ book probably puts it as CCENT, which was the old name for it, but Cisco Certified Technician. So Mike and me usually are here every Monday and Wednesday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Central Time. Fridays, Dave Rush is on, same time period, same channel, Total Seminars channel on YouTube, doing specials on, or focusing on the Raspberry Pi, which is a really sleek, amazing Linux box that, I mean,
it's this big and costs $50.
That's with all the stuff. It actually, the board itself is only about 25. But anyway, it's a great way and a cheap way to get in and work on Linux for A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. And Dave has a great, it's called Friday Pi Day, or the Dave Rush Ask Me Anything drama. So, topic for Pi Day Friday. How topical is this? Dave is going to cover Docker on the Pi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll work out well.
That'll be awesome.
So, guys, there's nothing special about a Raspberry Pi. It's just a system on a chip. What makes the Raspberry Pi interesting to Dave and to us as well is that it's such an inexpensive tool that it really can help you study for things. So we use the Raspberry Pi, and Dave has developed many, many wonderful labs
I messed up.
that allow us to use a $50 computer as opposed to a $1,500 computer. And if you want cheap toys, watching Dave Rush's videos is definitely the way to go.
Okay, so, and I misspoke because I'm looking at the live feed and not looking at Dave's back channel at me. Dave did Docker March 26th. So like, what, 2 weeks ago?
Oh, okay.
So you can actually see it. You can pop into the archives and check Dave out as soon as you're done with the AMA today and look at Docker on the Pi, so get a good feel for how Docker works in general.
Yeah, and again, I'm not a programmer, so I don't use Docker hardly at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played with it a few times, but I am absolutely not an expert on it. So we're going to do some. Let's do some competitions here.
You want to do some competitions?
I want to do some competitions.
Okay.
KOS.
All right, so it's 250.
Okay. Oodles of time.
Oodles of time. Okay, so let me tell you the rules of the competition. You ready? Rule number 1.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. We try our best, but we are mere humans. Rule number 2. Mike is going to put
Mike. Mike.
Mike is going to put a question on the screen. And it'll be, in this case, it's going to be a Network Plus question.
I'm doing Network Plus today, Mike.
Yeah. And the way to do the answer is not by the letter, but write out the answer. If you want to play, but you don't actually want to win, and tell them what they can win, Mike.
So we're going to be giving away 90-day access to the Total Tester practice questions of your choice. So whoever wins gets 90 days of access to whatever set of practice questions you want. A+, Net+, Security Plus, you let us know. We will give you access to it.
Absolutely. If you want to play, but you don't actually want to win, as in you already have the material, then just type your answer and type the word pass at the end. And then we'll know that we can celebrate you if you win and laud you with word fame, and then go to the next person who actually wants
somebody who appreciates it. So anyway, guys, so that's how this works. So let's get ready for a competition. And
one last point.
243. Good Lord, you're like
point.
a Microsoft convention.
Whoever gets the right answer first in my feed that I see, that's who wins, right? So it's going to be different depending on where you are, how many router hops you are away from us, et cetera, et cetera. So the timing is going to vary on your screen than on my screen. All right?
We're good, man. Okay, you guys ready? All right.
I'm ready.
So whoever writes in the right answer first wins. So here we go. Sandy's computer has been intermittently having problems. Other computers on the network are not having problems. That's always a big clue. You have determined that the lights are off in Sandy's office. She can connect to the network, but when the lights are on, this one's too easy. I'm going to let these folks figure it out. Is it electrical interference in the cable? Is it corrupt files? Is it voltage drop on power supply? Or is it hub malfunction? I cackles. What the heck?
I don't know.
What are these people talking about in the background here?
I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm 10 minutes behind there.
Okay. We got some answers up here, Scott. Looks like we have a... So I'm pretty sure the answer here is going to be, could it be hub malfunction? Hang on a minute. No, wait, no one else is having problems? Okay, this is a great CompTIA question because here's one of the classic things. Remember the number 2 reason people fail CompTIA exams?
Overthink?
They know too much.
Yep.
So on this one, so there's some kind of interference going on, obviously, right? Other computers are not having any problems. Everybody else is getting on there. When the lights are on in Sandy's office, she can connect. But when the lights are on, the connection is unreliable. So it doesn't mean she's down, it means she's unreliable. So that pretty much kills voltage drop, which is where I was thinking I was going to go. I'm pretty confident it's going to be A, and the answer A is correct. So A is the answer. Do we have anybody who said, I can see somebody's got one. That's the only one. There's none before this.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't port 80.
No, it wasn't port 80. All right. So A, electrical interference.
So I say Joshua Echeverria.
Okay.
Whatever.
God, what kind of
Spanish do I learn?
terrible Oaxacan Spanish, man? Potosi, bud. Get the states right, man.
Wow. All right, Joshua Echeverria.
How many states are in Mexico?
I don't know.
God. Gringo.
12, 13?
Oh, man, I forgot.
Yeah. Who's the gringo now?
It's 34. 34.
All right, somebody check him. I don't believe him.
How many states are in the country of Mexico? Pretty sure it's 34.
All right, so Joshua, you are the winner.
Yes, Joshua, congratulations. You are the winner, sir. So Joshua, in order to get your prize, my friend, all you got to do is head over to send an email to kathy@totalsem.com. So you send an email to Kathy. It's Kathy with a K, Kathyy @totalsem.com. Be sure to add in that email your YouTube name. So whatever name you're using here on YouTube, just type it in there, okay? And then let her know what practice exam you wish to have. And she will take care of that for you. So congratulations to you. We've got a winner in. You used to type much faster back in the old days.
I type a lot faster on my
Dave Rush says 32 states in Mexico. You're forgetting something. I think there's 34 states. All right. That was an interesting question. I really like those, because that really does define a classic CompTIA kind of question. Because number one, there's going to be one definite. Stop laughing while I'm talking about profound things.
Sorry. I'm paying attention now, Mike.
This is IT. This is serious.
Okay.
There's no fighting in the war room. You literally made me forget what I was about to say.
I don't know what you were saying. I was laughing at Joshua. He said I pronounced his name perfectly. Fantastic for a gringo.
Para gringo.
Like, yeah, I know. I butchered your name.
Senor Blanco.
Yeah.
I just don't even know what to say to you, man. How long you been living in Texas? Where were you born? El Paso?
Northern California.
Oh, God, never mind. Mr. Sequoia. The mighty larch.
Yes.
Hopping from tree to tree.
From tree to
singing.
Tree. Singing logging songs.
I'm a lumber. Keep it clean, mister. See, you give me questions. See, they type them in.
I'm getting there.
It's like watching paint dry today.
Teacher Russell showed up at 2:43.
About time.
Ready? Okay, this is the excuse. Greetings. I was so engrossed in studying a Total Seminars course that I forgot to turn on the live stream.
Teacher Russell, this is for you.
It's awesome.
I think he's going to run outside and try to steal third.
You think? Yes, we all have passion for technology, Maven. Absolutely. I won't even read that one out loud. Okay.
Maven is quite the wit,
He's quite
the IT witty fellow.
So at 2:45, Luis Gutierrez says, what's the best route to get to a network administrator position?
The best route, the
Windows
easiest route, the fastest route. Start at age 15 having a wild passion for technology and mess with things and screw up the home router.
You're being serious?
He asked for the best.
Okay, all right.
All
right. A realistic scenario.
Most network admins tend to be homegrown are plucked from within the lower levels of the IT community in an organization. Getting your nose in the door, working literally anywhere, tech support or sales, or sit there flopping out mice for people for 6 months while you're, trying to find that perfect gig. But anybody who runs Windows, and I'm not just talking about running Windows 10 on a couple of systems, I'm talking about a true, Windows domain setup and all that, needs some level of administration. And, people pick that up all the time. I see administrators come from non-technical places. A lot of times they'll say, Bob in accounting, Bob's really good at accounting, we're going to move you in this whole new world. Because administrators, they're not troubleshooters, they're administrators. And a lot of that stuff could be embarrassingly easy to learn in a short amount of time. Cool. Now, they don't know, they have to quickly backfill their knowledge they don't have, but it happens a lot. What I'm trying to tell you is that I was gonna lie. You also see lots of ads for network admins, but to get to a network admin, you're probably going to need 3 years of experience. I mean, we're talking about jobs that are putting you. So I'm going to use the Houston money, okay?
Okay.
So when we ever talk about money, we're going to talk about what values are in Houston for things. So an entry-level job as a assistant network admin, which is basically fixing people's bad passwords all day long, would probably start you out at 30. It would probably be about $65,000 a year here in the Houston area. And that would bump up, in a few years. Everybody wants to know about money all the time, so I'm trying to be a little bit, more in on that stuff. Like an assistant, so that could go anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 in U.S., depending whether you're talking about Abilene, Texas, or San Francisco.
Gotcha. So okay. Thank you for the correction, Patricia. March was not 2 weeks ago. It was a lot longer. I forget that.
I saw him do it, Patricia. I was like, let it flow, let it flow.
Time has honestly lost its meaning to me. In the pandemic.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Time is fleeting. Madness.
Keep going.
Its toll.
But listen closely. Not for very much longer. I can do a riffraff all day.
Do a riffraff.
The playmate is loose, master, and somewhere among the castle grounds, Magenta is releasing the dogs.
Nice.
Rocky Horror, what a great movie, man! Come on.
I've
Here, you want to see me date myself? You guys want to see me date myself? First time I saw Rocky Horror, September 1979.
Wow.
Movie had been out for 4 years, and it was a midnight showing, and people were already dressing up. So the whole thing, it's not like those kids from the 80s, it's not like they invented that stuff. Well, I didn't either. I just happened to show up at a movie theater in a strip mall in the end of the 70s.
Yeah, I think I've seen it maybe, I don't know, well over 100 times.
And it just keeps getting funnier.
That's right. Although I saw it once on the television, like
and it was terrible.
House. It was terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
Like the movie theater experience. If you have not seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, go to the midnight show and prepare to get dazzled. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint.
I think you're overselling it there, man.
Okay. Well,
it was pretty good. And it had Susan Sarandon in it, which...
And Barry Bostwick. Come on.
Yeah, whatever.
So Luis actually comes up with a follow-up question at 2:51. Do you think a person can jump from a help desk position to a network engineering position in less than 2 years? No,
probably not.
That's a tough one.
I could see network administration position, but network engineering, I mean, let's make sure we understand the difference, right?
Okay.
So network engineers build, design, and configure networks. Network administrators take existing networks and keep them running. So they're two very different types of positions.
Right.
You rarely see a network engineer in a fixed 9-to-5 kind of job, which is something you should think about if you want to pick up something like that. The other possibility is that people don't use any of these terminologies in a standard common way. So Luis could be talking about a network engineer job, which is really a network administrator. See where I'm coming from?
I do.
It's just because people are so terrible at terminology. So, Luis, if you're using them in the most common way, then I would say probably not. But you could certainly be a network administrator within 2 years.
Very much so. All right, now we've got the questions. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so it's 3:05. Here's where we do the standard YouTube pitch. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this channel. We don't actually monetize it, but liking it means it goes up in the ratings on the YouTube thing.
I love doing that to you.
And people who are searching in the archives for stuff can more readily find the content.
So it does help to do the whole like and subscribe thing, and we appreciate it if you could click on those things. Well, come on, it's here. Dave Rush and Tim Curry.
Yep, and Tim Curry. Somebody popped in here a moment ago and said it was his first time here. I think Tomas, welcome.
Well done. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Tell it, no jokes today. Ouch. So Alice asked, like, tell it, no jokes today? And just a whole bunch of them. Apparently none of them were funny.
Yeah.
Ow.
Crazy Homebody Girl loves I Love Rocky Horror Show. Yeah, we're stalling for people to ask questions. Now, don't go digging for questions. Wait, hang on, here we go. 302, Joshua Escavera. Oh, he's just happy because he won. Joshua won the competition?
Joshua won the competition.
I'm sorry.
And he says, I never win squat. So this is great. Thanks. You're welcome.
I won a squat once.
Oh, and he takes 1001 on June 5th and 1002 on June 24th. Perfect timing. Yes. Get the questions. Email Kathy today. It could take her a week before she sets you up. So doing it today, Joshua, would be good. Yeah. That way you can get started on questions, because practice questions are important. And when you're studying the practice questions, our practice questions, definitely read the explanations for the wrong answers. So unlike some people in the industry, we're not going to give you the specific questions that we know are on the CompTIA exams, because we can't legally. But we can definitely talk about the concepts. We can talk about the stuff that you're going to see. And often the right answer is going to be in the wrong answers, or the explanation for what you're going to see on the real exam is going to be the content for what you're going to see on the real exam is going to be in the explanations for the incorrect answers on questions. So
yeah, and do keep in mind, when you take the exam, you sign a non-disclosure agreement. It's some of those check boxes you're checking before the exam actually starts. But even in that NDA, which I'm one of 3 people, I guess, who's actually read it, CompTIA, they just don't want you quoting actual questions.
right.
That's really all it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
They're trying to keep the integrity of the exam. That's what they're doing. So Dave Rush actually lived near Cleveland, so he and his friends would take actual copies of the Cleveland Plain Dealer to see Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is epic.
You should have said that in your old man voice.
Hey, it took the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Yeah. Okay. Where are you at?
306 Nerf Oreos. I have a Mac, but I notice most IT textbooks and training materials use Windows for their examples. Should I have a Windows PC to learn on too? Yes. How you do that Windows PC is up to you, but yeah, you need a Windows system.
Yeah, you absolutely need a Windows system.
You could put the Mac away and maybe get away with it, but
Yeah, I mean, you can't pass a CompTIA exam without Windows. So, but you can run Windows on a Mac. That's called virtual machines. So, easy enough to do.
yeah, I've never tried doing that, running Windows on a Mac.
You
I've
definitely-
run Mac on a Windows. Don't ask. Just don't ask.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
A Macinstein.
No, it was in a VM.
Oh, okay.
But it was trying to get a Mac ISO was a real pain.
Right, that's much easier to do it the other way around, running Windows on a Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't just run a regular Mac. They have to tweak it a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Andre did show up. You should go all the way back to the very beginning of the show, Andre.
We sang for you, Andre, at the beginning of the show. Elijah James, what would be the #1 skill you should say one should have to get their first job in IT? The one skill. Memory. Quickly followed by integrity, honesty. Yeah, I mean, people are like, what do I do? The ability to screw and unscrew #2 Phillips screwdriver heads. It's like, yeah, but the IT brain power is all up here, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, without exception. Andrew Duggan, Why do you have to fill out some of the same questionnaire before you finish your A+ Net Plus? Alan, they do that to torture you.
Right.
They're trying to throw you off your game. So yeah, I always laugh about CompTIA exams. First, you go through all this goobity-gok, but the test hasn't actually started.
Right.
When you're going through the goobity-gok.
Right.
Okay, so you start the test, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the first thing you run into?
Performance-based questions.
Which are kind of a pain, right?
Right.
And then you finish performance-based, then what do you run into?
Multiple choice questions.
No! You run into beta questions. They are multiple choice, but for some reason, as soon as you finish the performance-based, you get 1, 2, 3 questions that are completely out of left field. They're just, no. And you're already a little nervous about the test, right? So you've already gone through the performance, you had to sign all those NDAs, you did the performance-based questions, and now all of a sudden you start the multiple choice thinking you're on the downhill slide, right?
Right, and you're like, Mike, stuff didn't cover any of this stuff.
Tachyon field emitter is coming in out of the Ethernet and falling all over your token rings. What? And you're like, what is this? Curse you, Mike Meyers, and your terrible training materials. And I'm sorry, I just get that so often, guys. It just cracks me up. Anyway, and so these first couple of questions can really throw you off base, right? All right, so then you do the regular multiple choice questions, mm-hmm. right? And then what? Okay? So you go through them again, whatever. So you end the test.
End test.
End test,
right.
And then what happens?
And then you expect the score, right?
Nope.
No.
Then you have to take a survey. And it's not like 1 or 2 questions. It's like a 10 or 15-page survey. So you got to go through the survey. You're sweating bullets. You know, if I pass or if I not pass. How do you feel about, what's your opinion on? And it's like, remember on the survey, there's always at the very bottom, it says no answer. So you can do that as well. And then and only then do you finally get the score. I was like, CompTIA is like, how can we stress people out the most, I really want to I want these people stressed. It just cracks me up. But it's always been that way. As long as this structure's been, which has been what now with performance-based questions? 5 years, 6, more than that. 7, 8 years now. Yeah. Talk to CompTIA. I ain't got no answers on that stuff. Teacher Russell is a funny guy. Toluit, I'm also not PC. I say fat 32 instead of healthy 32. That's
Nothing
pretty
like a
funny.
great file system joke.
Nothing like a little file system humor to get your NTFS
right.
going on. Mr. Vice President, I'm out of coffee.
Oh my gosh, you drained that entire carafe?
Well, I can't fit a straw in here, right? So I'm going to have to use the cup. Do we have any more questions, Scott?
So that whole line of humor was sparked at 3:09.
Okay.
And let's go down a little farther. And we are. Okay, Elijah is following up on questions.
Okay,
at 3:11.
At 3:11. Should help desk be the first position one should go for? No. I mean, help desk is one of the many types of jobs that we apply for. I've got something very interesting coming up next week, as I'm going to be working with Chris over at InfoSec, mm-hmm. and we're going to be talking about some of these types of topics.
Okay.
It's been a while since we've had Jessica here, and Jessica's just not available right now. But the InfoSec guys want to talk about jobs.
Okay.
So we're actually going to drill into this a little bit. But what I'm trying to say is there's nothing wrong with help desk. Help desk is super high turnover. It tends to be a bit of a grind your teeth kind of a job. But support is, there's nothing wrong with support. Do keep in mind that, help desk, you'll probably start as a second level tech. Just that's your day one. Maybe some people do like a 6-week. Most of the people who work level 1 are just using knowledgeware. They have very little technical skill.
Right.
So it's really the level 2 techs who know what RAM from a hole in the ground is.
Right.
So you probably already start at level 2, but your goal is to move out of that, as quickly and up as quickly as you can. And that's because that's what you're looking for. You're something more technical than having a computer tell you the 3 things to say. But yeah, answer and a half. Mm-hmm. Larry Billsy at 310. It took 30 years for Microsoft to get Windows right. Well,
I don't know. Windows 3.1, and especially Windows 3.1.1 for workgroups. Rock.
Windows for workgroups. I mean, it's one of those points where it was like things are changing, you know, especially for younger people today who just assume interconnectivity.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Which is great, guys. Enjoy.
Yep. Yeah, right.
But
I plug it in.
I don't want to talk about old man stuff. What I do want to talk about is one of the great joys of being in IT is we get our minds expanded first, right? When USB first came out, that was so fascinating. Hot, swappable, interchangeable peripherals. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. And suddenly, I'll tell you, the day I worked USB into a printer, I threw away every parallel port I owned. Oh my God. You know, people talk about the good old days. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Setting IRQs manually on modems.
Yeah, no.
What's COM3? Oh my gosh. You kids don't know how good you got it. But I'm detracting from the important point, and that is that's what I love about this industry is that suddenly something new pops. Smart devices were cool, but to me what really made them start to sing was inclusion of GPS and internet connectivity simultaneously. So things like Waze and stuff like that, which you get for free, which immediately replaces a $400 high-end Garmin GPS with the big screens.
Yeah.
You know, so to me that's one of the most fun parts of being in this business is, you know, we get to be mind expanded first.
Absolutely.
And we get to talk about stuff even before it gets here, and then wait forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be wrong.
Doom 3.
Yeah. So Mr. S at 3:12 p.m. asks, where should I start practicing writing beginner's scripts and getting lots of switches to choose from for networking and cybersecurity? That's a big question.
Well, just because Mr. S, that was at 3:12. What time is it now? How are we doing, Scott? I got it.
3:16. We're almost done. We're almost done.
3:08. Okay. Unless more questions pop.
That's right.
Where should you do this? You should be doing it on your computer at home. You can, for example, you can write code on your individual computer. Every piece of code out there has a development platform of one type or another. Java has like a really nice one. You know, Python has a few really nice ones. So you download some software. All of these guys have like what we call hello world tutorials, where you can write enough code to make it pop up and say hello world. So where is on your own computer downloading free, completely free developer tools and having fun and playing. I said Java, I meant JavaScript, sorry.
Right. So at 3:15, Gamers asks, is blockchain taking over?
I hope so. I mean, blockchain is really starting to prove itself, other than volatility, a real powerful way to begin to control currency. Or I'm sorry, to remove control of currency from these things called governments. And to be honest with you, I think governments will eventually like it too. Boy, I'm going to sound super liberal right now, but
at least it's built
to
on
have a common earth currency is probably not that bad of an idea. Or at least, if we're going to not have a common currency, to have exchanges that all track only to that currency. And this is an American saying that, right? The mighty dollar, right? Because if we go by economic power, to have this, I mean, the Americans have been, I'm not going to say we've been great stewards of financial control over the last 150 years, but we've tried to do the right thing as best we can. But to have control of currency move to, I mean, there's a lot of countries out there that don't even pretend to be democratic anymore and are very strong economic powers. And those things would make me nervous. So I do tend to be more conservative in my politics, but in this particular case, a common world currency may not be the worst idea.
Yep. So at 3:16, Telewit asked, and I'm not sure I can answer this question in a timely fashion. Google Chrome. When I close Chrome, the next time I open it, it's logged me out of sync. I followed all the steps to fix it to no avail. Reinstalled, and still the same issue.
No, you probably didn't need to reinstall. Who's it? Tolwitz asking this question?
Yeah.
All right. Why? I've never seen anybody do that.
Yeah, I don't
Close out of Chrome, you're logged out. Are you he might be teasing us here. Are you running this in a VM? Because if you go back to the original file.
Right, that could be an issue.
That could be it.
Or if you've got, there could be a permissions issue.
Google Chrome's permissions are, for stuff like that, is going to be stored locally on the forgot how to do it, Google :config, those settings. You can type in
the dots in the corner.
No, this is actually in a different spot. But yeah, I told him, I'm sorry, I don't have a quick answer or something
I know, you should send an email with this question so that we can actually take the time to research it and
if you want.
And of course, you already know that, but for other people that don't, if you want to contact Mike, or me for that matter, send an email to michaelm@totalsim.com, or you can send an email to me at scottj@totalsim.com. And we can look more in depth. We enjoy researching and finding these interesting technological problems.
Oh, I don't. I hate it. I have you do it.
Well, there we go.
But also send an email. But the other thing you could do is on the Discord channel today. Are you going to be on today on Discord?
Yeah, for a little while.
I'll be on too. I'm going to make a big pitch for World of Warcraft today. See if anybody's interested.
That's why I'm only going to be on for a little bit, because I'm going to be playing World of Warcraft.
Okay. We're going to have to talk about this. Anyway, I'm willing to go to like level 5 by myself. But if we don't have a group of people who want to play together, I'm out. I got plenty of characters, but to sit there and kill, what are those? You take no candle.
Kobolds?
Kobolds, or whatever those by myself again. I'm going to stick a needle in my eye.
You don't take my candle.
You don't take candle or something. Hold on. 321, Justin Krause. Hi, Mike. I am a broadcast systems engineer learning networking for some of our IP projects. Welcome aboard. Just want to say I'm loving your LinkedIn learning videos. Thanks for what you do. Man, Justin, I hope you're watching Network Plus. Because one of the things I absolutely love is you get really technical people who've never dove into IP. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I was, maybe not that long ago, about 10 years ago, I got a call from the U.S. Air Force, and they're like, can you give an Ethernet class?
Oh, I remember that.
And I'm like, sure, I'll give an Ethernet class. And I end up, and what they're doing is they're reconfiguring the black boxes in old F-16 fighters. And I'm not sure how much I can talk about this. It was pretty cool. That's all I'm going to say. Ended up that you get to work with really, really smart people who've just never dealt with Ethernet, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 on the OSI.
Right.
And well, number one, like older engineers who do everything synchronously. That's just how it used to be. All kinds of signaling that was done is always synchronous, and Ethernet is asynchronous. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, when somebody presses this button right here, we really want that AIM-9 Sidewinder to be heading out, okay? So I'm not sure we can trust an asynchronous system. And I'm like, well, this asynchronous system runs at 10 billion times faster than your synchronous system. It works. And boy, I got to tell you, that was a hard sell. That was a hard sell. And you still run into this. M1 Abrams uses a form of synchronous. This is public knowledge. And people are really reticent to get off-the-shelf components, radios, fire control systems, optics, all this stuff, off the shelf almost. But U.S. Army, see, if you press that button, I want that 120 millimeter shell going down range at about 2,700 feet per second. Can we trust asynchronous?
And
I'm
you have
sorry,
to-
I'm very
You have to
distracted.
say it with that accent.
But it's
I don't know what that accent
true.
is, but-
No, I don't know what it is
Yeah.
either. It's Mike accent.
So you skipped a bunch. So let's go back to
Oh,
317.
okay. What brand of router and modem do you recommend? I recommend the modem that comes with your service because those are the ones that are going to work best and are usually required.
God, I'm trying to make an old modem joke, and I can't even remember the names.
Modulator, demodulator.
No. The company names.
U.S. Robotics.
U.S. Robotics. That's the modem of choice. U.S. Robotics.
56 kilobytes per second.
That's right.
Kilobits per second.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't have, the only thing I would be doing right now is I would make sure that if you're buying a home router, you definitely want Wi-Fi 6, you want that 802.11ax. I almost don't care which one you get. What are we running? What is the, can you see, do you mind looking?
I got it. I can do this.
There was a router like right there.
It's
gone?
No, it's there, but I'm wired.
Can you, oh, here.
I got it. I have a long enough cord.
I don't have, I have my usual brands that I go to again and again. I've been having good luck with Asus stuff quite a bit. Asus has really moved into the
TP-Link.
Oh, that's TP-Link. That one's okay. TP-Link is the popular low-end brand for so many different things. But the Netgear has some good stuff too. But so I don't have any one particular name brand that I'm in love with or not in love with. But the 802.11ax is important. Even though the standard may not be perfect, these are designed with firmware to tweak
Sure.
to be, and get as many antennas as you can get. The more, the better.
All right, so another one here.
Nerf Oreos. This might be a silly question, but do Soho routers technically have a web server on them too, since they usually have that configured? Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That interface is just a web server. They're running, most of these are running Apache, or there's some slim version of web server. I forget what it's called. But yes, most appliances these days have a web-based interface, and yes, that is a web server.
So no politics or religion. Those are the questions that are out. But I will say, Joshua, some liberals do bite.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Alex, see, we hadn't gotten to Telewit's question. And now we didn't ignore it. We just said we didn't know how to fix it.
So the Japanese have a wonderful term. It's called mokusatsu.
Okay.
Mokusatsu means to ignore with disdain.
Ooh.
How's that for a great one?
I like it.
So, Tolo, we're just doing mokusatsu to you. To ignore with disdain. How great is that?
That's a great word. I love it. Gamers ask, any other use cases for blockchain that will revolutionize tech besides currency?
I mean, there's some possibilities there for some, security stuff. Using, big blockchains, for example, for control on certificates, where it could become trivial to search for bad certificates. Something like that might be a possibility. Well, we even talked about certificate pinning could be replaced with a blockchain type methodology too. Although I would think they'd come up with something a little bit more elegant than that. To me, the stuff that's going to blow us away with blockchain is the stuff we haven't thought of yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And some smart guy or gal or something in between is going to come up with some completely different thing and be a billionaire overnight, and it'll be awesome. That's my prediction.
Look, Dave double-checked us, mokusatsu.
He did double check us. See, and Dave he's on the ball.
You think he's just a pretty face, but I'm saying no. There's a brain between those brawny shoulders.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
Hey, man, I'm just trying to go.
Dave has a little back channel text that he talks to us on, so ignore all this. All right, what do we got next?
What do we got next?
321. Oh, no, we got him. Justin Krause.
You got Justin? Okay. I super scrolled. Oh my gosh. Okay, and Dave Rush put up the link to the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel, which a lot of us will go to after this show. He put it up at 3:24. So join us on Discord. Bring your camera and a microphone so you can say hi to us and we can say hi back. And it's fun. It's a little saltier than our show. Fair warning. It's more PG-13 than our G-ish rated show. So.
Saw a laser pointer on my head.
Yeah,
or was that on yours?
I'm not quite sure. Teacher Russell?
I can't stand all this pressure. They're not really going to shoot, are they?
Right? Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
Patricia Grace, 327. Where did performance options move to? They should be in the same place. So for me, to get to performance options, I'm going to click on my little folder at the bottom. And then I'm going to go to this PC. And then I'm going to go, I could actually show this. I'm a little reticent, but let's see if I can show you guys. Okay, we're going to give this a try. Let's see what happens. So I hope there's nothing. I keep this machine very, impersonal. All right, so I'm going to go to this PC. Where'd it go? There it is. I'll right-click on that, and I'm going to select Properties. Oh, look, Scott, they changed this on this version of Windows. So this doesn't take you to the old dialog box anymore. Well, thanks for bringing that to my attention. It's very frustrating to me how Microsoft, over the last 5 or 6 years, is slowly moving control panel applets out of the control panel and putting it into system like that.
Into settings, yeah, absolutely.
Settings, and it doesn't tell you. So yeah, Patricia, I'm equally confused. I'd recommend firing up Resource Monitor. Maybe that'll get you to most of the. No, she wants to set depth.
Yeah, but
what?
Aside from looking at depth, there's nothing you should do with it. You just leave it on.
Yeah, but now, see, this is the thing, Scott. Now we got to know how to get to it.
But you just leave it. You leave it alone. Microsoft.
Shut up!
Microsoft has your back.
Good day, sir. I say good day. What are you doing to me? Sorry. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. I have no original humor, guys. It's just from shows. Patricia, I'm afraid to actually check it right now because this is the system we're broadcasting on, so I forget. There's got to be. That is fascinating. Yet another common control panel applet has now moved into settings.
Yep.
That was too easy of a question anyway. I was like, well, of course, you go right here.
Right. I've been mokusatsu'd.
We totally mokusatsu totally.
Blockchain contract.
You got to keep in mind, the only thing, a blockchain is just going to provide a public register of transaction based on a quadruple of hash files, right?
Right.
So, although this is not the primary function of any form of blockchain, but there is a review and audit function. That's where a lot of the work that comes in, Yeah, Patricia Grace, if you come on the Discord, I'll do a test. I'm just too afraid to click on too many things while I've got my broadcast going through here. All right.
Oh, Andre, we think you're beautiful, just like you are.
All right, well, guys, it looks like the questions are toning down. Do join us on the Discord channel. Topics today are going to be Patricia Grace showing us how to get to the stupid
performance options.
The old performance, swap file and dep and all that stuff. So that'll be great. I tried a couple of things quickly. I wasn't able to see it. We're going to be talking about a World of Warcraft guild, and we'll see if we can get any insane people in there to join us in a World of Warcraft kind of thing. That could be fun. Scott's typing away like a madman. Anyway, guys, so have a great day. Don't forget Friday. It's going to be Dave Rush, and he's actually going to be doing containers, right?
No, Dave on
He's doing-
Friday is going to be doing, I can answer this question.
Scroll with a plum.
So Drama on Friday is going to be USB gadget mode on the go ports, which is an A+ objective, by the way. So if you're studying for A+, the Friday Drama with Dave Rush at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time is your show. Don't miss it. Dave is great. I'll be there in the background, basically cracking jokes. What?
Go. I want to talk about on the go because
USB gadget mode on the go.
USB gadget mode on the go is fascinating because people forget that USB was originally more like a network topology. It was a hub and spoke type of topology. In fact, it used to be the days, maybe it's still this way, you go to Device Manager and under USB, you see all the USB controller hubs. Well, so think about this. So in the old days, you had a PC, and on its motherboard was USB hubs. So you could plug things like a keyboard into it or a mouse into it, right? And then the data would go in, but no data would go out.
Right.
Well, there could be data going out, but that's more of a up to the chips and how they want to talk. So USB has always been a hub down to the individual things. But now you look at my smartphone. Now it's got a USB-C back here, right? And I can plug a mouse into this. If I had a USB-C mouse, I could plug it in, and I'll even get a little cursor in Android.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Just pop right up. But on the same one...
Don't listen to him.
Poor iPhone, yeah. But also, so that works like a traditional USB, but then I could also plug my phone into a desktop computer and then download stuff. So you're literally switching the direction of the USB data stream. That's what USB on the go is.
Nice.
I'm sure Dave has more than that, but it's just something it fits, therefore it ought to work, right?
Right.
And especially with micro USB, that was a huge problem. I don't know if you guys remember, but there's actually like 3 or 4 small types of connectors that all look like micro USB, but do not try to plug them in the wrong thing because they can make the smoke come out.
Yeah, push harder
that's what
to get them in. Dave just reminded me, which I should have remembered, but I needed remindering. Okay, whatever. We actually have a blockchain course.
Michael Solomon did that.
Dr. Michael Solomon has a blockchain course. You can get it at TotalSim.com. You can sometimes get it on sale at Udemy.
Has it?
You can find it at LinkedIn Learning. So I think it's on LinkedIn Learning. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Certainly at TotalSim.com. And on Udemy, you can find our blockchain course. Just search for Total Blockchain Solomon, and you'll find it.
Don't worry about me. I just found a way to get Patricia Grace at it. Control panel. It's driving me crazy.
So we're going to do this live on air.
No, we're not. No.
Okay.
We're not. It's trying to work. This is the other problem we have here, Scott, is control panel, system. What did she say? Oh, no, she scrolled away.
Uh-oh.
It was in there somewhere. I'm running away.
Control panel, system and security.
I need much larger text here. I bet it's advanced system settings. Yeah, this is it. This is all the advanced. Okay, advanced system settings. Woo! Man, why do they
hide things from us?
I find Microsoft irritating sometimes.
I think they do it just
to torture me.
To torture you and me, because everything in our text when we describe how to get to someplace in a Microsoft operating system is going to be wrong.
Galaxy Fold 2.
iPhone any
4.
age.
5S.
All right.
Sorry, I'm getting like all these.
I know.
There's a lot of us, and a lot of people are actually online who know ways to get me through the side channels, and I'm like, because I'm always nervous. So,
people are talking to me. And don't tell my marketing people this, or my sales people, but Udemy is having a big sale today. So that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, you did a great job. All right, Scott, let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys.
Okay.
All right. All right, so folks, again, thank you so much for showing up. What time is it right now? It is locally, it is 3:40. I will be on the channel in 10, 20 minutes at the latest, 10 minutes at the earliest. Stick around for a little bit. We'll talk together.
Absolutely.
So anyway, until then, folks, I will see you next Monday. And don't forget Dave Rush this Friday with some drama with USB. Until then, this is Mike saying bye-bye. And Scott, too. Say bye, Scott.
Bye. Have a great rest of the week.